From the beautiful city of Los Angeles, California, we bring you the Gimme 3 podcast. Hello and welcome, cinephiles, cinema lovers, and movie appreciators to the Gimme 3 podcast, the show where we pick 3 films connected by one theme. I'm Nicholas Ibarra. I'm joined, as always, by my bombastic co-host, Bella Efstratus. Bella, what's going down today?
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. I'm here.
Yeah, we made it.
We made it. I almost didn't make it. I had some flight situations, but I'm here, and I've made it, and we're ready for what should be a really fun episode because we're also joined by returning guest, Gimme 3 producer, LADFF director, and my wife, and the brilliant mind behind our theme today, by the way, Sonja Mereu.
Hi. Hopefully other people think it's a brilliant idea as well.
Well, that's the whole point of the podcast, is we tell them what to think.
Oh, well then, hey everyone, this is a brilliant idea, and it was all mine. So, welcome to it.
Yeah, whether you think it's brilliant or not, it should be fun at the very least. You know, we discuss movies here. This is a movie podcast, motion pictures, but we don't discriminate when it comes to, you know, what motion pictures we discuss here at the Gimme 3 podcast. We've discussed short films in the past, and we'll be doing more in the very near future as we get ready for the Los Angeles Diversity Film Festival. But today, we were going to be talking about a medium of motion pictures that has been around for over half a century, the music video. Tiny films that accompany music to either help tell their story, or in the early days, it would just be like, here's what the band looks like that you hear on the radio all the time.
Right.
But on August 1st, 1981, the launch of MTV, that's music television, totally changed the game. The art form was redefined. You know, performance videos obviously still existed, but stories became the forefront of the medium. And for a couple of decades there, the 80s and 90s, the music video was just as an important piece of the release of a top 40 hit. Whether a top 40 hit was a success or not, the music video played a crucial role in that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be fun today. Each of us are picking 3 music videos today. And as you can imagine, it is nearly impossible to pick 3 music videos because, I mean, even when we're doing movies, it's like we narrow it down to a specific theme. Music video is a pretty broad theme, so it's very hard. So don't be surprised if we do another music video episode down the road. And I should mention, I did set one rule before we made our selections: no Michael Jackson videos, because I feel like if we did that, most of the picks would be Michael Jackson videos. So I was like, all right, that'll be an episode in and of itself. So what was your guys' process like in picking these videos? Because it was really challenging.
God, that's a great question. Because, yeah, I really struggled. I mean, I gave you my third pick like right before recording, basically. It took me so long to choose. But, I mean, I knew I had to choose one from my favorite artist, Lana Del Rey. That was easy. And then for another one, it was just like the first one I thought of when I thought of like fun music videos to share with friends and stuff. And then I kind of went for like a popular pop culture one in the end. But yeah, what about you, Sonja?
Well, I 2 music videos that we're going to discuss today immediately came to my mind, and the only really reason I can give is that they came out at a formative time in my life and had very strong imagery and a song that I loved. And then the third one had to be a Madonna. So I just dug in and I was like, which Madonna video affected me the most? And that's the one I picked.
I love it.
And by affected you, you mean turned you on.
You know, it taught me a lot too. I remember, we'll get to it when we talk about this video, but I remember like asking my mom questions about the video and what was happening and the lyrics of the video, you know, because I didn't understand sex and romance and, you know, all the things in between at the age of 7 or whatever. So, I mean, but there's I could have picked like all Madonna videos. She's my girl.
That's another one where we could have done an episode on solely Madonna videos, but we'll get into that very soon. But we're going to start with, to this day, I think it's like 40 years later, is still on every top 50, top 10, top 5 greatest music videos ever list. Jaw-dropping then, jaw-dropping now. We're starting with Take On Me by Aha. And it is directed by Steve Barron, who, I mean, directed 2 of the most quintessential music videos of all time. He directed this, and he directed Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. So it's like 2 of the most iconic, most memorable, most visually unforgettable videos ever. And the video follows this young girl. She's sitting at a cafe. She's reading a comic book in her own world, taking in the story. And suddenly the hero of this comic book winks at her. And an animated hand emerges from the comic book and beckons her into his animated world. She takes his hand, and thus begins a little fun and games, romantic adventure between the two. And the director has a lot of fun kind of playing with the animations and live action. There's this great sequence where the lead singer's on one side of a window mirror, and you're looking at the girl through the mirror, and she's live action and he's animated. And then the camera tracks over and it switches positions, and then she becomes animated and he becomes live action. It's really a lot of fun, and for the time, very inventive. And then all of a sudden, these futuristic, dastardly policemen come break up the romance, and they're chasing them down, and they're busting up the good times, as police like to do, you know, which, by the way, Fuck the Police was on the short list of my videos, but didn't make it. So anyways, our gal finds herself back in the real world, and she goes to her house, and she's trying to finish the comic book. The comic book's been all wrinkled up and torn by the waitress at the cafe. So she's spreading it out. She's trying to get back to her animated hero lover. And she finishes the comic book, and she notices that these damn dastardly policemen beat the shit out of this hombre, and he's lying dead there at the end. And she's like, sad, cry, very sad. And then as the music crescendos, you know, the epic conclusion to the song, she looks behind her, and there's our animated hero in the hallway, and he's like banging his body against the walls, trying to stay alive. He's like going back and forth between animated and live action, and he makes it, and he's all sweaty, and they embrace, and it's awesome, and it's lovely, and his music video kicks fucking ass. Take On Me by Aha.
Beautiful. Oh, this music video rocks. Like you said, so timeless. Like, it's impossible not to love it. And it's one that like I can come back to anytime or like rewatch on repeat. Like, there's just so many fun details.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it definitely, the effects hold up like incredibly today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is always a nice thing. And it made me think about how in the early days of music videos, that was really important, was like to flex what kind of effects you could do. Because, you know, unlike a movie where like in theory effects should be motivated by something, like a music video is like, so many of like the really popular early ones are kind of famous just because they were like something crazy to look at that people had never seen before.
Right.
Like what's his Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer. I think that's one that's like always really high on lists as well. And I think it's like for that reason. It's
Yep.
just like it blew people's minds.
Totally. Did that hold on. That might have been directed by Steve Barron also.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
But even, Billie Jean with like him stepping on the no, it was directed by Stephen R. Johnson. I knew it was Stephen. But Michael Jackson stepping on the pieces of cement and them lighting up, everybody was like, whoa, look at that, But the reason why these effects hold up so well is because it's not really technology. I mean, there is technology involved, obviously, but it's really primal in its execution. It's just rotoscope animation,
Yeah.
It's just an animator going frame by frame and drawing. They filmed this whole music video with cameras, and then the stuff they wanted animated. They had two animators on this project. They would go frame by frame and just draw over this thing. So what holds up is just their artwork. That doesn't get old. That doesn't get dated. Whereas like if certain videos or even movies are using like CGI, I think we talked about this last week with Jurassic Park, certain parts of CGI or computer generated images over time, they start to get old and look dated. But, drawing is something that's quite timeless.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got that kind of comic book, feeling, comic book style. It's very cool.
But it also kind of feels unfinished,
yeah.
and not in a bad way. But it's like not this like full color polished comic book,
right? Right.
Very sketchbook.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sketchbook is a good way to describe it.
Yeah, and the song is amazing on its own. Like it makes you wonder, like, if the video didn't exist, would the song have had the popularity and staying power that it does? And I guess it's like hard to know, but I think it's such a great song.
It's not hard to know. It's 100% this video. It's at least in the United States, but probably in the UK as well, is responsible for the popularity of this song. And there's an interview with Jeff Aroff, who was the creative director at Warner Brothers at the time. And this song had been out for like, I think over a year when they decided to make this video. And they tried to push this band and it just like wasn't working in the UK. They were trying to push them. They actually had another music video. They had a music video that was like made and released in the UK, and it's just a basic performance video, and you can watch it and it's not interesting at all. And it just like does not do the song justice. And they wanted to give just kind of like one more push. And this Jeff Aroff guy, he's like, I really like this song. I really like this band's look. I want to give it one more go. And he introduced the band to Steve Barron, and they came up with this concept. And the rest is history.
Wow.
There you go.
Awesome.
So instead of video killed the radio star, video also created a star.
Yeah, video made the radio star.
Yeah.
I'm sure most people have seen this video, but if you haven't, check it out. Take On Me by Aha. And guess what? If you have seen it, and if you've seen it a bunch of times before, put it back on, because it's just always fun to revisit, and it still holds up, as we said. It's just a grand old time. All right. Continuing our discussion of Madonna and the sexiness.
Yes. So my Madonna pick is Express Yourself, which was released in 1989 and directed by the one and only David Fincher. In the video, Madonna plays a woman who is powerful, sexy, and self-possessed, but is also the kept woman of some creepy businessman. She lives in a penthouse above a factory where a bunch of really hot and sweaty men work. It's unclear exactly what their work is, but it's definitely something manly and industrial. And throughout the video, she becomes more and more naked and horny. and eventually summons one of the hot workers to the penthouse by luring him with her black cat, probably a metaphor, and a saucer of milk, possibly also a metaphor. I just love this video because I think that I don't think that Madonna's ever looked better than she looks in this video. I love everything about her look, including like the fitted suits with the like lingerie cod piece kind of thing over it. It's like the perfect epitome of her like powerful femininity with, blended with masculinity. I guess some people would call it androgyny, but I think it's kind of the opposite. I think it's both things rather than neither.
It's hyper masculine and hyper feminine.
Right.
Yeah. And I love the production design. Her and David Fincher both have said that it's inspired by Metropolis by Fritz Lang, which is pretty obvious if you've ever seen Metropolis. But then it's very updated for like 1980s New York as well. So yeah, it was the Madonna video that affected me the most. What did you guys think?
Oh my God, I loved it. This was actually my first time watching this, which is kind of crazy. And yeah, I completely agree with everything you said. Like, she looks absolutely incredible. I love all the looks and the colors. And I love the production design. It kind of, obviously you get the Metropolis right away, but it also kind of reminded me of Tim Burton's Batman. I feel like it's like a hybrid of those two in a way, with the colors, and like she also obviously gives kind of a Catwoman vibe as well.
Yeah, I wonder if Catwoman, the character, was at all influenced by this video, since I think this came first.
Right. Yeah, it's like ahead of it.
Selena
Maybe
Kyle's
it was
just
the inspiration.
she's just more of like a hot mess version of Madonna.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, the more we hear or see Madonna behind the scenes, Madonna's probably the more hot mess version of Catwoman.
Yes, we did talk about the Truth or Dare documentary on a past episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is just epic to watch. The height of, Madonna's popularity, and all of her songs were just bangers, and everything that she did or touched was sexy. She could have released a music video of her just like pooping in this era, and it would have been the number one video on MTV.
Probably.
But it was also like kind of the height of the music video as an art form, big budgets, big concepts, super cinematic, just epic colors, epic, grandiose, as you mentioned, production design. The cinematography in this is just absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. And I like that each verse and each kind of, every time we go into a new verse or a new section of the song, the video changes. It's like Madonna's got a new look. They're in a new space. She's evolved. The song's evolving. Her look has changed. She's getting spicier. Whereas a lot of videos will kind of go back and go to the well, go to kind of a similar kind of like ass saving performance a lot, and use that throughout the video. But no, this was like very specific of what kind of performance she was doing and when, so very, also they had big time money to make this music video too. So it's a very different time, but it's just, it's awesome.
This was the most, I think I read this was the most expensive music video made up until that point, and apparently still reigns as number 3.
Wow.
It's the most expensive of all time, which is kind of insane to think about, because I feel like we've had just like so many more music videos since then.
So what is number 1? Michael Jackson and Janet. Scream was, I know, like that when that came out, that was the number 1 most expensive video.
then it probably still is. And I think with the ranking of her still being number 3, it's like adjusted for inflation.
Oh, right.
Right, exactly.
They're saying this would have cost over 12 million
Mhm.
in today dollars.
Damn.
Yep. And then, yeah, you're right. Scream by Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson is the most expensive ever made.
Number 2 is Die Another Day, which I'm assuming is from whatchamacallit, a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's interesting because I feel like I don't. Oh, never mind. I was thinking of the wrong one. I was thinking of the Billie Eilish one, and I was like, I don't remember that being very big or extravagant of a.
Oh, they're
music
not
video.
spending any kind of millions of dollars on any music video these days.
Yeah, there's no need.
No, Die Another Day is Madonna.
Right, exactly.
Oh, Madonna. Oh, I was looking at the director. I was like, it's by a band called Tractor. I've never heard of them. How do they have the 3rd most expensive music video? Makes more sense. Okay, yeah, because Madonna did that song. Yes,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's all coming back to
An
me.
expensive woman.
She is, and she's worth every penny.
Mhm.
Yeah, before I forget, I know that Bella's a big fan of the movie Baby Girl with Nicole Kidman,
Yes.
but I just have to say that the milk scene in this, way hotter
Yeah.
than the milk scene in Baby Girl.
Oh, for sure. I wonder if this inspired that.
Probably that in like the 1990s Got Milk campaign.
Oh, yeah, seriously. That's closer to the Baby Girl vibe.
Yeah. But yeah, I was thinking, I think there was like a lot of things that I had to ask my mom about, but rewatching it, I remember specifically the line about satin sheets are very romantic, but what happens when you're not in bed? And I was like, what does that mean? What do they mean? What happens when you're not in bed? And then my mom had to explain infidelity to me.
I love it. That's so good.
That's why we don't have satin sheets.
Also, they're very hot.
Yeah, so uncomfortable.
Yeah. They're very uncomfortable. They're good for one thing. Grab yourself a cool glass of milk and watch Express Yourself. Madonna and David Fincher at the top of their game. Also, you get a little bit of a Fight Club preview in this. You get some man-on-man violence, muscles and sweat and punching.
Mm-hmm.
Then honestly, the fight scenes in Express Yourself look better than the fight scenes in Fight Club, which I can say with confidence because I just rewatched Fight Club.
Oh.
All right, on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is the 3rd piece of our kind of pop trio that we've got going on here. I picked Telephone by Lady Gaga featuring Beyoncé from her 2009 EP, The Fame Monster. This video is directed by Jonas Åkerlund and shot by cinematographer Per M. Ekberg. This video actually picks up where the Paparazzi music video left off. And Gaga has been sent to this kind of surreal, campy women's prison after killing her abusive boyfriend. And no matter the plot or the action in every scene, Gaga is just walking her own runway. She's serving the most outlandish, campy look after look. Incredible details like Diet Coke hair rollers or smoking cigarette sunglasses. I mean, it's so much fun. And this one's very narrative based. So, there's pieces of the song and then there will be like a little skit. It's a lot of fun. But after a short stint in prison, Beyoncé then shows up to bail her partner in crime out. And this kind of kicks off this second act of the music video. And the two hit the road in the real life pussy wagon from Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill. They're off to poison Beyonce's toxic boyfriend at a roadside diner. The scene is kind of a callback to Pulp Fiction as well. And then they casually take out the rest of the restaurant as well. Beyonce and Gaga then end the show with a bold dance party in ultra Americana costumes as they dance around the carnage before escaping into the desert. And the video ends with sirens in the distance and a dramatic "to be continued," teasing some more chaos to come. This video is nominated for, I think it was 3 MTV Video Music Awards in 2010. And I think since then, it's a fan favorite. It's been regarded as one of the top 100 greatest music videos of all time. And yeah, it's honestly just a good time. I think it's visually a lot of fun, and I'm curious what you guys think of it.
That just made me wonder, thinking about this being a continuation of Paparazzi, which you're 100% right that it is. Her next video that is directed by Jonas is John Wayne off of the Joanne album. And I was like, I'd have to rewatch it, but I am curious if it's at all related.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Should have checked that out before this. Now I'm so curious.
Well, the listeners can watch and tell us.
Yeah, you guys can report back.
But which all 3 of those are great music videos. He also did a Madonna music video, Music, which is a really fun one with Sacha Baron Cohen in it as Ali G.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Amazing.
Super funny. But yeah, this is just, it has every pop culture reference that you could ever want in one music video, especially all the Tarantino stuff. And then I think it was also sort of like coming at the time that Orange is the New Black was really, really popular. So like the women's prison was like very hot and of the moment. But yeah, it even has the Thelma and Louise reference at the end when they hold hands, although presumably they don't drive off a cliff. Spoiler alert if you've never seen Thelma and Louise. But yeah, it's not my favorite Gaga video, but it's in the top 3 for sure. It's such a great one. Yeah.
Yeah, with Gaga came this kind of resurgence of the cinematic video that MJ and Madonna championed. Short films,
Yeah.
And it's admirable at this time in music videos when they were way less popular and getting way less money. I mean, you see how they got money for this. There's like product placement all over this thing. You have like the Beats computer, Plenty of Fish, Virgin cell phone, Coca-Cola. But it's just a lot of fun. And all of the crazy looks that Gaga has, and man, just Beyonce and Gaga dancing around dead bodies in a diner. We used to be a proper society.
we peaked with that one.
It was not that long ago that we were doing really well. Do you guys want to hear my pussy wagon story?
Yeah.
I've heard it. I'm just kidding. Yes, I want to hear it again.
So I used to be an intern for Lawrence Bender Production. Lawrence Bender, producer of hit films such as Pulp Fiction and The Kill Bills and Good Will Hunting and An Inconvenient Truth. And my boss, who is the second assistant at Lawrence Bender Productions, used to give us some incentives to do a good job on our calls and do a good job on our script coverage and everything. Shout out Matt Sklar. Hope you're doing well. But I did good on something. I don't know what it was. Script coverage or something. And he was like, okay, well, you want to know your prize? I said, yeah. He said, you're going to go to QT's house. You're going to go to Quentin's house. You're going to deliver this package. It's basically more work, but 21-year-old Nick was like, fucking A, I'm going to Quentin's house. So I drive up the Hollywood Hills in my 1994 Honda Accord, and I pull up to Quentin's house, and it's like a huge, steep driveway to get up to his house, which is like blocked by a gate. So I park on the street, and I buzz the gate with the package, and the housekeeper lets me in, opens the gate, and I walk up this steep, long driveway. And it is like a hot LA summer day. The sun is spicy, and it's like this driveway does not end. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucking dying here. But I'm getting to the top, and as the top of this hill peaks, what is sitting in that driveway but the pussy wagon itself?
No.
And I was like, holy shit. There she blows, dude. There she blows. The fucking pussy wagon. And then the homemaker or the housekeeper is right there at the top of the hill. And she's like looking at me. She goes, what took you so long? Where's your car? And I said, I walked up the hill. She goes, you walked up that hill? And I said, yeah, I didn't know I could drive up here. She goes, oh man, you're stupid.
No way. Damn, that must have been one hell of a hill.
It was a hell of a hill. And a hell of a housekeeper. She was funny.
That is hilarious. Yeah.
But anyway, that was my time. The one time I got to see the pussy wagon up close and personable when I was young, handsome, and stupid.
I mean, that's like seeing a celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Probably
That's
less
so
disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously.
It was everything I hoped it would be.
So cool. I love that it's just on his lot.
Oh yeah.
That's so good. Yeah, and then he blessed them with this. He was like, yeah, you got to use this. You got to use the pussy wagon in your music video. And honestly, it makes it. It's such a big part of it.
Yeah.
Sonja's got a pussy wagon keychain on her keys.
That's true. I do.
Oh, no
I do.
way.
Yeah. It was a birthday
That's
present.
awesome.
Every time I give it to a valet and they like have to give me my keys back, I'm like, it's the one that says pussy wagon on it.
Oh, iconic. Do you guys have a favorite look in this music video?
So I love the cigarette glasses. I think that was genius. But but I love the like caution tape.
Yeah,
outfit.
I think the caution tape outfits.
Yeah.
Pretty strong.
Yeah.
It's like what I remember when you picked this video. I like my mind's eye immediately brought up the caution tape outfit. So I think I'm gonna go with that one.
Nice. Yeah, and especially like in that moment they do like a whole photo shoot with it in the video. I mean, it's amazing.
What about you?
I love the Diet Coke hair rollers and the studded leather jacket. It just really works for me.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's pretty rad. It's pretty rad. There's lots of rad in this video. It's like, oh, that's fucking cool. And you got Tyrese Gibson as the Beyonce's boyfriend. Fucking come on. We used to be a society here, guys.
I was just like picturing them talking in the car and the whole, once you kill a cow, you got to make a fucking burger.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, they've got some great lines when they're acting, so to speak. In this one. Yeah. It's funny. It did make me think about how they actually do have real life acting credits in real life, which is so funny after watching this because you're like, how did that ever happen? Respectfully. I mean, even before this video with for Beyonce at least.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Definitely check it out. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know what your favorite Gaga music video is, because I feel like she's also got some great ones out there.
Yeah.
All right, now we're moving on to my all-time favorite artist. You guys know I had to do this, but it was so hard for me to choose one Lana music video. I mean, that is basically an impossible task for me, but we did it. I landed on one of my favorites, of course, but one that I think is also pretty timeless, and it's fairly recent, but I think it'll go down in history. And that is her cover of Sublime's Doin Time, which she released on Norman fucking Rockwell in 2019, one of my favorite albums as well. In this music video, Lana is referencing the 1958 film Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, as she portrays herself as this giant woman walking all over Los Angeles. And the video opens up on her sleeping comfortably in this kind of empty channel of the LA River. And she wakes up in the hot summer air, and she plucks a palm tree to fan herself lazily as she's walking through downtown LA. And then we get to see this fantastic recreation of the iconic movie cover of Attack of the 50-Foot Woman as she steps over a highway to splash around in the ocean on Venice Beach. And then the camera pulls out to reveal that this whole whimsical thing we've been seeing is a movie at an old drive-in movie theater. And the camera tilts down to show Lana again, but this time she's dressed in some kind of vintage getup with a platinum blonde bob and bangs, which is very reminiscent of her old look when she was a teenager making music under the name Lizzie Grant. So we can assume this is Lizzie watching future Lana. She's watching the movie, sipping on a Coke, and asks her James Dean type boyfriend, of course, to go get her another one. But on his way to the concession stand, he meets eyes with another woman and disappears with her. Scumbag. Lizzie goes to look for him with her friend and finds him hooking up with another girl in a car. And of course, walks away disappointed. Then we have Lana, who's continuing to dance on the beach in slow motion, like a silver screen siren. She blows sand through the screen and into the audience and starts to climb out of the screen into the parking lot. While everyone's running away screaming, she picks up the car with the boyfriend and mistress, gives him a disapproving look through the windshield before dropping the car to smash from the 50-foot fall. Lana and Lizzie share a smile before giant Lana climbs back into the movie screen. And the end. It's a pretty quick wrap up, but I love it. I think it's just so Lana to I love that all of her music and music videos and art is so personal. And it makes it really fun when you've followed her for a long time, because, you know, this Lizzie character could be anyone, but it is fun to think about that being like her old self. And it's kind of like the idea of, you know, if you could go back in time and tell your young self, like, hey, maybe don't do that, or you don't deserve this, or, you know, giving your young self advice from the future. But what did you guys think of this one?
Well, I definitely have to say your explanation makes it a lot more layered than it was. I've never listened to Lana Del Rey except for when it's been on the radio or something, and I've never seen one of her videos or ever watched her perform. I'm very Lana Del Rey ignorant. So of course I got the filmic references and but I was thinking more of like, not Grease, but like, you know, just like, yeah, that classic drive-in, and that she's rescuing this this girl who's getting mistreated. Thinking about it in terms of the way you described it, of her like communicating to her past self, makes it a lot more meaningful for sure.
And I think what you said is fully there too, of like, you know, she loves that kind of 50s Grease iconography. So I totally see that as well.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely know that that's part of her, image. I guess even Norman fucking Rockwell being the album name.
Right. It's a little on the nose.
But yeah, it also reminded me of another David Fincher video, which is Love is Strong by the Rolling Stones. And that's them and a bunch of models tramping through New York City, but like they're giant. And they're like running around New York City playing music or dancing, doing all this random stuff. And there's even a part in Lana's video where she drinks from a water tower.
Right.
And it reminded me of, in the Rolling Stones video, Charlie Watts, the drummer, is sitting on top of a building, and instead of drums, he's drumming on water towers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I was like, I wonder, and like it was impressive how I just rewatched that, how well the effects held up.
Yeah, that was made like 15 years before this, and I think that one looks better. I mean, obviously,
I agree.
He had much bigger budget, I'm sure, too, to work with David Fincher.
Sure.
Yeah, no, that one looks like real. This one is like, it's like kind of kitschy.
Yeah. Right. But it's also referencing a movie
50s,
from the 50s.
Yeah, 50s movies.
So
yeah. It reads intentional, just knowing that they could make it look a bit more realistic than it is.
Yeah.
But who's to say?
You may want to take your headphones off, Bella.
Oh no. I think I saw this coming.
I mean, it's not really fair to the music video. Like you said, like Sonja said, I think you describing some of the layers and some of the Lana lore makes it more interesting and fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just not a fan of this cover.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm a big Sublime fan, and it was just
it hurt you.
It really
hurt you. I can hear it in your voice.
It gave me a visceral, physical reaction.
That is too good.
So
fair enough.
The crew did a good job on the video. Although I will say, I also checked the runtime. I was like, how much left is on this video? It's 4.5 minutes, and I was like, is this ending soon?
Yeah,
it wasn't for me.
Hey, fair enough. It's not for everyone.
Although, Nick, I will say, have you and I having both like worked on a lot of music videos and produced music videos, you've directed them. I always feel like the song is too long. Like almost every music video I've ever produced, like I'm like, oh, I'll listen to the song. Great. Love this song at 4.5 minutes or whatever. Yeah. And then I like look at how much money we have to make the video and like the concept that we're going to do. And I'm like, is there like a way you could make an edit of this song that's like 2.5 minutes long?
Right.
Because that makes so much sense.
Those things like it's just really hard to keep the attention. I mean, like obviously the three we just talked about previously pull it off. But Express Yourself, and I mean, they're all really high concept, and not every video is able to pull off keeping your attention for almost 5 minutes. Most, I think, are not.
Yeah.
Especially songs that have a lot of repetition, which like Lana is definitely known for. Which makes sense that video would have felt like it was going on forever.
Yeah, for sure. Although I do like that, it is a story like we talked about, or like Nick mentioned, there isn't like, they're not going back to something over and over again to fill the time. Like it is a continuous narrative through the whole thing.
Right.
So, but I got bored watching the Rolling Stones video because it wasn't. I was just kind of like, oh, that's a cool trick. And then I was like, okay.
It's like just a bunch of what the first half of Doin Time is.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Bella. You know what? It'll take me a minute to get over it.
Sorry to disappoint you.
No, I had a feeling because I was like, one, it's risky choosing a cover. But again, it was tough because, like I said, so much of her videos are so specific to like her fans, which is kind of annoying for the outside perspective. But this felt the most mainstream, I think.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good time. Whatever.
That's all that
Check
matters,
it
Bella.
out.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think. Let me know if maybe there's a better or what your favorite Lana video is. Yeah, I'm curious.
Well,
Just a cool thought.
I kind of expect you to hate my next choice, Bella, if it makes you feel any better.
I'm so excited for this one.
You better not.
Okay, so my potentially controversial choice is Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back music video, released in 1992. It is an iconic ode to the booty. The music video takes place in a magical world filled with giant butts the size of hills and women in gold jumpsuits with nice butts, where Sir Mix-a-Lot jubilantly raps. And that is about the extent of the story of this video. I think it's more in the whimsical and silly nature of it all that you have to get into it or not.
Hell yeah.
Does your girlfriend got the butt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so happy you chose this. I mean, this is just iconic and unforgettable. I have it on right now as I'm it's just cracking me up. The giant butts just look so unrealistic. They're like orange for some reason. And I just find that so funny.
They ran out of money. They couldn't paint them.
Yeah. It was just like big like lumps of clay. But I think this video is great. I think it's so much fun. And I love the color palette. I would go so far as to say, and maybe this is giving it more credit than it deserves, but it kind of reminded me, at least that very opening shot where it's after the oh my god, Becky, look at her butt, whatever. Where it's some beautiful woman kind of like against this gorgeous like blue and purple and pink and red sunset, and she's on a pedestal like a statue, and she's framed by an archway. It kind of reminded me of like a Salvador Dali painting, which really threw me off for the rest of the video. I was like, whoa, this is beautiful. And then it cuts to those big butts. And I was like, oh, okay.
You haven't seen the Dali painting where instead of it melting clocks, it's melting butts?
That's exactly what this is.
And some would argue, Bella, that those butts are also beautiful.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I think that the choice to make them an unhuman color was probably intentional.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe it felt like too explicit otherwise.
Too on the yeah, definitely.
The oh my god, Becky, look at her butt. Like if music videos could be counted for dialogue and quotes, that would be, I think, in the AFI top 100 quotes ever. It's classic.
That was on the track, though. Also,
yeah, like it was.
Yeah. Right.
I'll tell you my favorite shot. Which my favorite shot, not involving an ass, is
right.
Are there?
Yeah.
There's one, and it is hilarious because Sir Mix-a-Lot says, "You get sprung." And it just cuts to a Slinky stretching out.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that's good stuff. That is cinema.
Truly.
It is. It's great. It also like sprinkled in with the extreme silliness, which I just have to mention includes different fruits that look like butts and penises. Um,
Of which there are many.
I'll never look at an apricot the same.
Yeah.
It does have social commentary, and it is kind of an empowering song, I think.
Yes.
Like it has something to say hidden within all of the goofiness of it all.
Silicone parts are made for toys.
Yeah, and it's criticizing Cosmo magazine and the white standards of beauty.
Yep.
That women are, pushed into like certain measurements. I think it has a lot to say, but it might also maybe come across as objectifying to women at the same time.
It's kind of like a balance of both in a way, in my opinion, where it's like it almost balances each other out. I saw something funny I don't remember where I saw it, but it said that this song passed the Bechdel test because of the "Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt" line. So there's that.
See what I mean?
Yeah, so some people out there agree,
I also just realized that 2 of my music video picks have Barbies in them.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Interesting. One of my obsessions for sure. Mm-hmm. And this video references Madonna.
Yep.
So.
Oh, yeah.
It's all related.
It's all connected, man.
Did you notice at one point he's like reclining in the crack of a giant butt, and you can see all this like buttony kind of looking like bumps all over the butt?
Oh, yeah.
I doubt it was intentional.
Yeah, that was the shot that got me cackling the most, is him just rapping in the butt crack.
Yeah.
Of a giant butt. Just chilling in it. Oh, it's amazing. I like the end too, where it kind of pulls out and it's got sort of Mix-a-Lot or whatever in bold letters, and it reminded me of like, it almost looks like a moving album cover, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it has a really trippy, cool style to it, and I liked that.
Yeah, there's some artfulness going on here. This is great. It's a great video. Great video. Yeah. Great song. Stands the test of time. Both do.
Absolutely.
It's one of those things where, like, I was like, man, I wish I could go back in time, and I would have loved to work on Casablanca, or I would have, man, to be able to work on Metropolis. Can you imagine that? Or to be able to, work on Jurassic Park, as we were talking about last week. What a time that would be. Can you imagine being able to work on the Baby Got Back music video? Fucking A.
I mean, yeah.
It's true. It looks like a lot of fun.
Can you just the truck unloads alone would be entertaining as hell.
Absolutely. Yeah, building that set.
How many trucks of asses do we have coming? What's their call time? All right. Baby Got Back. Check it out and appreciate it. Which is going to bring us, I think, like 3 years later.
Yeah.
My, how rap evolved in 3 years. California Love. Dr. Dre featuring Tupac Shakur. This video directed by Hype Williams, who is one of the premier hip-hop and R&B music video directors of the 90s and 2000s. Los Angeles, 2095, after the end of the world. It's kind of like a post-apocalyptic. Like some of the other videos we've talked about today, this one's kind of inspired by film, the Mad Max franchise, specifically Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. And it's a very simple plot. This is according to Dr. Dre. This is what the video is about. Whoever controls the parties controls the people. That's what the video is about. And then there are some villains who are trying to stop and control the parties. These villains, Clifton Powell, the great Clifton Powell, plays the evil tribal chief. And then you got Chris Tucker, who was in everything that was cool in the 90s. If there was something awesome, there's a good chance Chris Tucker was involved. He plays his henchman, and they are trying to stop, of course, who throws the best parties? Dr. Dre and Tupac, and they are partying at the Thunderdome. So you got the evil tribal chief and his henchmen. They're taking all their Mad Max vehicles out to the Thunderdome, where they meaning Dre and Tupac, are just fucking partying. We've got more asses in this video, which is great. And we've got a lot of really fun costume design. Here's the other thing. So I watched a like behind the scenes making of MTV making of the video. Remember they used to do those?
Mm-hmm.
And they're interviewing Dr. Dre, and they're asking him about the song. And he was like, yeah, I had this beat, it just kind of came to me and was working on it. And then Pac got out of prison and he laid down his verses. And yeah, that was about like 2 weeks ago. So we got this thing together pretty quick. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Like they had this song done, and 2.5 weeks later, they're on set on a very, what looks to be a very ambitious music video production.
Yeah.
It was a different time. Anyways, what do you guys think of California Love?
Do you want to go first, Sonja?
Yeah. Well, I can imagine that it was probably hell to do pre-production on this music video if they had less than 2 weeks notice.
Oh, 100%.
Ooh-wee. Yeah, I mean, this is a classic. I love this music video. I don't even know. I guess I'm sure I had seen Mad Max, but I don't even know if I had totally understood that it was like a reference to something else when I first saw it. I think maybe I thought that this just came from their minds. But yeah, it actually, when they enter the Thunderdome, it says, "Welcome to Oakland."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, Oakland was really rough back then.
Yeah.
It's really been gentrified. And I also just had to point out one of my favorite scenes of all times is from the beginning of The Warriors, when he's saying, "Can you dig it?"
Mm-hmm.
And that's how this video starts as well. I actually had to check if it was like the same actor and if they were referencing it, but it's not. So yeah, that got me really excited. Rewatching it, I was like, oh yes, of course. It like, yeah, so many filmic references and, so much fun. And being that I lived in New York when I saw this, I was like, oh, California. Look at that place. Wow. It's crazy.
Looks like they know how to party.
Yeah. I guess Inglewood really is up to no good.
Yeah, this was my first time watching this. This was a lot of fun. I love when, I picked Telephone. I love when music videos reference cinema. I think that's always a lot of fun. And this was such a great choice. And it was funny because at first I was kind of like, is this what they're going for? And then we get to the Thunderdome and the full-on like motorcycles and buggies in the desert. I'm like, oh, they're really going for it. But yeah, I loved the Mad Max vibe, and I loved the costumes, all the steampunk. I thought that was a lot of fun. And then the end, is it just it's all just a dream? Is that what happens?
Well, if it was all a dream, that would be a direct shot at Biggie.
What do you mean?
It was all a dream.
Oh, yes.
No, I don't know. I don't know if it was all a dream.
That's what it made me think of, but
this video concept, you know who came up with this concept, which they shifted a little bit? Jada Pinkett.
No way.
Jada Pinkett came up with the concept for this video and was originally going to direct it. And then she ended up stepping away and Hype Williams took over. But this was a Jada Pinkett's before she was Smith conception here.
Wow.
Pretty
That's
fun.
interesting.
Yeah. Pretty fun.
I mean, it probably is worth mentioning where this fits in during the East Coast, West Coast rap wars, right? Like,
Yeah.
because I don't know when Biggie's California or Going Back to Cali came out, but I'm guessing it was before this. Maybe not, but I feel like those songs are definitely in response to one another. I don't know which one came first.
1997, so this came out after, significantly after.
Yeah, so that song must have been a response to this, trying to own California from the East Coast.
Didn't work.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I also think that this song came out right when Tupac joined Death Row Records, which was a really big deal at the time.
Yep.
And probably not a great choice, or I don't know, probably did not contribute to his long life being part of that record label. Who knows?
Right.
Not a conspiracy theorist or an expert on anything Tupac. But I remember it being a very big deal, like culturally beyond just the song, because it was part of this controversial, and violent war between the East Coast and the West Coast. I was East Coast all the way, of course, but
nice.
But I love California now, so it's fine. Also, who was it? Was I watching it with? Oh, I was watching it with you and Ryan, Nick, and we were all laughing at how they call out Pasadena.
Yeah.
Among like all these other places. You're like,
yeah.
Okay. All these hard ass places, and they call it Pasadena. Cool. California love. California, love it or leave it. More like it. If you ain't down to party, get the fuck out of here. All right, now we're going to go into our final 3 video selections, everybody. And we're going to start off with an epic one. November Rain, Guns N' Roses. It's based off of a short story called Without You by Del James. This short story was based off of the relationship between Axl Rose and Erin Everly. Axl Rose's ex-wife, Erin Everly, who was the daughter of the Everly brothers, or one of the Everly brothers. So anyways, the short story is like essentially rock star falls in love with this woman. The woman is over the rock star mayhem, so she leaves him, and she's like, "That'll show you," but he doesn't like change his lifestyle at all. He just continues to do a bunch of drugs and fucking party. So she gets very depressed, and then she kills herself, and then he gets very depressed and he kills himself. That's the story of Without You by Del James. And they created a music video trilogy with Without You as the inspiration, which of course Axl Rose's real story inspired. So anyways, it's all very meta and all very silly. The 3 music videos are Don't Cry, November Rain, and Estranged, all from the Use Your Illusions double album. So in November Rain, which is the most memorable and iconic video of the trilogy, the middle one, The Empire Strikes Back, if you will, we've got this big ass epic wedding. Axl Rose is getting married to this woman who's played by Stephanie Seymour. And they actually started dating during the production of this video. And she's got this crazy wedding dress on that's like a mini skirt in the front. It's got a wedding dress train in the back. It's
the mullet of wedding dresses.
Yes, exactly. It's a reverse mullet. Elegance in the back, party in the front. And they're going through the wedding and they're doing all the wedding vows and, the kiss, the key moments of the wedding. And Slash, one of my all-time faves, the lead guitarist of Guns N' Roses, he's basically like, fuck all this noise. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go outside right now and I'm going to go shred on my fucking guitar. Nobody cares about that wedding anyway. So it starts the reception, and the reception, what happens? A rainstorm, a November rain, if you will. And we see all these people running for cover. And, there's all this symbolism and, many mysteries and online theories about what this means in the video, what that means in the video. Nobody knows. Nobody can explain why one man, for no reason, just decides to run directly into the wedding cake.
It is very memorable.
It's like you couldn't have run under the table, bro. Or you couldn't
have dive through it.
It just dives right through that fucking wedding cake. So anyway, suddenly we're back in the church and Stephanie is dead. And they got that gimmick in the casket, where the mirror covers up half of the face. So the face looks whole, but when they use those, that means there's like head trauma. So, all this stuff is happening over an epic concert performance in this grand theater, complete with like a full-blown orchestra and a grand piano, and Slash is like fucking playing on the piano. There's like 500 lights. It's pretty epic. And the video ends with a shot of Stephanie at the wedding, and just as she's about to throw her wedding bouquet behind her, that deal they do at the weddings, and it cuts to those flowers changing midair from white flowers to red flowers, and they land on the casket as it's getting lowered 6 feet under. So there you go. That's November Rain. What does it mean? Who knows? But it's fucking badass. Ladies, your thoughts on November Rain?
Yeah, this is a whirlwind. It was so difficult for me to stay locked in with the I think it's actually really clever and cool, but it made it kind of difficult for me to like follow the narrative while also cutting back to this like amazing concert.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of this video's allure and like charm, and what makes it so memorable as well is it's just kind of like chaos.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so chaotic, which is very on brand. And I think it's also really fun to see them acting their socks off in this, if you will.
Yeah.
Something that's so like, I mean, it's devastating. It really is. It's a very sad music video. Very sad story.
Yeah, I remember. So I did not like Guns N' Roses like at all until I met Nick and we went to see Guns N' Roses. And that was really, now I like Guns N' Roses actually a lot and would like to see them again. But back then, if a man had long hair, I just was like super anti, and it just indicated a kind of music that I had no interest in.
You must be one of them Axl Rose fuckers, aren't you?
Like, well, and unfair to them, like I put all of them in the same category. Like Twisted Sister, Guns N' Roses, and Bon Jovi, they were all like the same to me. But this video, even at the time, I was obsessed with, and I loved watching it because it really was like a story, even more than anything like Express Yourself or a lot of the other videos that are stories. Like this had an emotional through line, and you just can't beat the like orchestra and the Slash solo.
Yeah.
Even if he does have the ugliest hair and hat I've ever seen in my life. Or at least that's how I felt back. That's how I felt back then.
How dare
That's how
you?
I feel now.
How dare you?
I know. But I love Slash now. I even went to his concert with you and they didn't play a single Guns N' Roses song and I had a great time. Like I'm just here to enjoy Slash.
Mhm.
Uh,
So this, I say, people always ask. Well, of course, now they're back together. They reunited for money, but they gone on this like epic 5-year tour of, hell hath frozen over. The gang is back together again. But the breakup of Guns N' Roses was very, very ugly, and you can read all about it in Slash's autobiography. But whenever somebody asks me, because I'm a huge, huge Guns N' Roses fan, they always ask, why do you think Guns N' Roses broke up? And I always point to the November Rain music video, and I say, this is kind of the embodiment of where the band was going and what the two different kind of mindsets that it was. And you can see it, as you mentioned, Bella, is chaos.
mm,
Axl wanted to go in a very artful and like big music. Like he wanted to make music like Elton John. Even the drum fills of this song are very similar to those of Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. They're essentially the same drum fills in this and Don't Cry. But he wanted to jam on that fucking piano, and he wanted to make like more rock opera stuff. And Slash and Duff is a punk bassist and Slash is a blues guitarist. And they were like, no, we don't want to do that. We want to play fucking rock and roll music. So this is like the epitome of this whole thing is like you have this artful music video going on with all this storytelling, and Axl's up there trying to act with this, supermodel, and they've got this grand production going on, and Slash just walks away and is like, fuck this, let me go fucking play the fucking guitar. Like that is why Guns N' Roses broke up. There's two different things going on. And if you guys think this music video is crazy, check out the music video for Estranged, which is the third installment in this trilogy, which Stephanie Seymour was supposed to be in, but her and Axl broke up, so she couldn't be in the video anymore. And that video literally has Axl Rose swimming with dolphins.
wow.
So not very rock and roll.
Yeah.
So there you have it. November Rain. Check it out.
Well, can I just add a couple of I'm just going to shoot off a few things I jotted down while I was watching this movie.
Oh, please.
I mean, this music video.
This mini movie.
All right. I wrote down, they loved cigarettes back then.
Fuck yeah, they did.
Mucho tongue in that wedding kiss.
Yeah, they don't make them like that anymore.
Yeah. Nope. Also, now we know why Axl always wears a headband, because without it, he looks very silly with those bangs.
Yeah.
And then I wrote, is it foreshadowing that she wears black at the reception and is smoking a cigarette? Of course she will die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are my thoughts.
I love it.
One of these days we'll find out why that guy ran into that wedding cake, but unfortunately that day's not today. $1.5 million budget on this video, by the way.
Wow.
That was the highest budget rock video at the time.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. What do we got next?
I'm up next with my rock pick, Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden, released in 1994. The music video takes place in a colorful suburban neighborhood, one that reminds me a lot of Edward Scissorhands, although I think Edward Scissorhands actually came out later. I didn't check that. But very quickly, the characters and their actions began literally morphing into disturbing and distorted images while the band plays in the sky looking despondent.
Yeah, very 90s.
Very 90s. Very grunge. I picked this video. It was the first thing I thought of when this came up, and I knew I had to pick it because it's just a music video that has stayed with me forever. And it always was like an example of just the creativity and darkness of the 90s.
Mhm.
It also really scared me, like freaked me out back then. Like, I wasn't used to seeing people's faces do stuff like that. And there was a lot of very, very creepy and dark imagery. So
Mhm.
yeah, it always stayed with me. And of course, it's a great song.
Yeah, this one is super unnerving, but I love it. This is like I can't believe I'd never seen it before. So many of these were like my first time watches. But yeah, I loved it. It reminded me I felt like some David Lynch would respect this.
Mhm.
With like the fucked up suburbia kind of uncanny valley thing going on. And it also even kind of maybe because I just watched it, but it kind of reminded me of Greg Araki's Nowhere of just like, it's kind
Mhm.
of real, but something is just super off and unsettling. And I thought it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this one.
Awesome. Yeah, I also just thought I'd add, I just put it on as we were talking because Bella gave me that idea. That's actually a fun way to discuss music videos. The opening hills remind me a lot of the butts in Baby Got Back.
Yeah. Oh my
Like a lot.
god. That is so funny. I see it.
Nick, I know you love Chris Cornell and Soundgarden. And in fact, Chris Cornell was in a band with Slash and Duff, right?
Yes, Velvet Revolver. No, that's actually not true. That was Scott Weiland.
Oh, that's Scott Weiland. Oh, scratch that.
Scratch that. Chris Cornell was in a band with Tom Morello and the brothers from Rage Against the Machine, Audio Slave. Two very what do they call them? Super groups that came out kind of about the same time. But Chris Cornell is I'd probably say my favorite rock vocalist ever.
Wow.
So yeah, big fan of Cornell, big fan of Soundgarden, big fan of this video. I think the lyrics to Black Hole Sun, I think, are some of my favorite lyrics ever. And I think there are a few videos that I think encapsulate or partner champion the lyrics of a song better than this video does. I mean, it's really, really haunting and brooding. And that conclusion where everything's going up to that black hole, it's just, well, you guys said unnerving, but it just feels so doom filled. And watching it at, here in 2025, it was really kind of like it changed my heart rate,
Yeah. Yeah. It feels relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about the Smells Like Teen Spirit video by Nirvana, which is another favorite of mine and almost made my list, but I didn't want to pick like two quote unquote grunge bands. But I just think like both of those are exploring this idea of like the absurdity and commodification and exploitation of American ideals and like pulling the curtain back. And these are both guys who ended up committing suicide.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly they weren't able to reconcile their vision of the world. But yeah, it's just very creepy.
Yeah.
It is.
And beautiful and interesting.
Yeah. I mean, his vocals are so haunting and so beautiful. And if you ever hear like him do solo acoustic performances of this song, like I prefer the Soundgarden version, obviously, because it like finishes with such power. But just if you want to hear the range and the scope of Cornell's voice, listen to like some of his acoustic work, him doing solo acoustic of this song, or he's got an epic cover. Speaking of covers, of Nothing Compares to You by Prince / Sinead O'Connor. Holy shit. Check that shit out.
Yeah, that's a beautiful one for sure.
All right. Any final thoughts on Black Hole Sun?
I think this one kind of perfectly sets up for the next one.
It does. That's why I set them up like that.
Man, genius. Brilliant. See, it's a brilliant episode.
See? Bringing it back around.
All right. Yeah. Last we have Locket by the indie psychedelic rock band Crumb, a longtime favorite of mine. This was my easiest pick, as I mentioned earlier in our intro. It just was the first one that came to mind when thinking of cool music videos. And it's a lot less narrative than some of the ones we've been talking about, more visuals, vibes, if you will. But through a series of distortions or surreal visuals, Locket takes us on a trip, literally, with a group of friends who seem to be on their own trip. Maybe some magic mushroom tea, who knows? But it's basically just a fun little trip in a cozy, cluttered cabin with a group of friends all tripping their socks off. And it's a silly little video, but I think it's got some really fun moments. And I just remember watching this a lot in high school and college and showing it to everyone I ever met. So, yeah, I'm curious what you guys think of Locket.
Well, I have never heard of this band before. So thank you for introducing me to two bands today.
Oh, nice.
I
yeah.
mean, obviously I knew who Lana Del Rey was, but,
Right.
but yeah, what I really want to know, and I didn't look it up because I figured I would just ask you or Nick, how do they do these circular fisheye shots? Like, they're so crazy.
Yeah.
And I really had no idea.
That was like my first question when I saw this video for the first time. I had never really seen anything like that. And I think that's why it stuck with me for so long. But I think they just used this little 360 camera, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's essentially a 360 camera, and it's like a little guy that, I mean, I think they have an adapter for this like on your cell phone now. So I mean, it's like pretty.
Oh, wow.
They're pretty readily available at this juncture. I'm not sure when this video came out, but yeah, it's just like a certain type of either lens or camera that basically films everything around you. So when you move through space, as this video does quite often, it distorts pretty much everything around you and gives a very, very trippy effect.
Yeah. I think that's another thing I love about this video is it feels so DIY.
Mm-hmm.
It probably is to an extent.
Yeah.
But yeah, it almost like feels like something it feels exactly like what they're showing you. Like they're showing you a group of friends hanging out, and it feels like a group of friends made this video together, which I just love.
Totally. I really liked the song too. Like I like Sonja had not heard of this band before, and I'm gonna check out their catalog now because I really dug the tune.
Good. Yeah, my boyfriend and Jonathan and I have very different tastes in music, but this is the one song out of all of them that I love that he's ever actually liked as well.
One song you guys like?
Literally the only song.
No, maybe that's an exaggeration. He's gonna kill me. But
what are his thoughts on "Baby Got Back"?
You know what? That's probably a good one.
Two songs.
Yeah. Anything? I guess I should specify anything outside of rap.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm happy to hear that you enjoyed this song as well, because I think it is just kind of like a crowd pleaser in a way.
Yeah,
it just feels good. It feels feels warm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's groovy.
Mm-hmm.
And the vibes of the video, you know, like it brought me back to you know, some times where I was hanging out with my friends and staring off into space. So it was I related to it.
Yeah, I agree. You know, it's funny. me and my friends were never in a place that was aesthetically as interesting as the space that they're in. So I didn't really relate to it.
Right.
But I have this friend who I won't name who lives in Highland Park, and he does everything with a group of like 7 other friends. Like they literally take like 2 trips a year together. It's like this weird unit, and they do a lot of psychedelics. So that's who I was thinking of. And I texted him and I was like, do you know this band? He's like, of course. I was like, of course you do.
Oh my God, I love
it's
that.
So you.
That's amazing. Yeah, I think it can be very relatable. And then it's also just silly and so like simple. I loved the detail of their smoking mugs throughout the whole thing. Like whatever they're sipping on is just like tons of like smoke or steam coming out of it.
Right.
And yeah, I just love that, like, even in the moments where, you know, it's not the 360 overwhelming visual or something like that, there's always something slightly off or things bleeding into each other, or like words in the background are shifting around. I appreciate the attention to detail in this music video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I also, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, just saying, like, yeah, the setting feels very specific, and it feels like a place that exists, but is also like doesn't exist at the same time.
Yeah, I totally agree.
A hyper version of like going to the cabin with your friends on a weekend trip or something.
Right. No, totally. Yeah, and then the last shot always gets a giggle out of me of it's just a really long shot of this guy tripping, and you can tell he's just thinking and trying to figure shit out, and then he's like, yeah, cool. And I think it's a nice ending to the full trip that they take us on.
Yeah. Nice little button.
I also wonder if some of the maybe it's just because I watched them back to back, but the face distortion from Black Hole Sun, I wonder if it inspired some of this as well, because they have a lot of that with like eyes growing or shrinking and etc.
Yeah, I thought of that too, actually. And also, like, even just a little detail where there's like someone who's cutting like celery in this video, but they're also cutting like a tiny plastic lizard.
Right.
And then they like put all this like plastic stuff into like put all this plastic stuff into a frying pan.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, that's like very Black Hole Sun vibes.
Totally.
Except in Black Hole Sun, it's like a cockroach being burned by
it's a little
magnifying glass and like a Barbie on a barbecue grill.
It's a little more intense. It's up it up a notch.
Yeah, they're a little bit more angry.
Yeah. This is like the Zen version.
Yeah, they're on heroin and coke. These guys are on like shrooms and maybe a little ketamine.
Right.
We used to be a society, I'm telling you.
Well, I don't know. I might go with shrooms and ketamine if I was like forced to play.
Yeah, I think so. Cool. Well, it's a wrap on Gimme 3 music videos. Thank you so much, Sonja, for joining us. This was so much fun.
Thank you for having me, as always.
Always. I think we had a really great mix of songs and styles, but still managed to have some perfect crossover. You know, we had the pop culture defining videos with Take On Me, Express Yourself, and Telephone. Then we had California, LA Appreciation with Doin Time, Baby Got Back, and California Love. And then, you know, we had some of the trippy stuff with November Rain, Black Hole Sun, and Locket. And I just love when it all comes together like that.
Yeah, that is kind of wild how it worked.
So random. Because none of us like really, well, at least, I mean, I didn't really talk to you guys about what you were choosing or who was going to pick what until we just sent it. So the stars aligned.
Everything's connected, man.
Well, we hope you lovely listeners enjoyed this episode too. Let us know what you think of these music videos and, tell us your top 3 favorites too. You can just scroll on down to the episode description and hit the send us a text link. Let us know. Or you can reach us on Instagram at Gimme3Podcast. That's GIMME, spell out 3 podcast. Also, one more thing, if you're loving our show and you want to show even more support, there are 2 quick things that go a long way. One is setting our episodes to auto download on Spotify. You can just go to our podcast, tap the settings gear to auto download, and you're good to go from there. You can listen to us anywhere, anytime, and it also really helps boost our show. We also have a Patreon for just $5 a month. You can get bonus episodes. We've got some spoiler-free content on there. If you're sick of hearing us spoil everything on here, you can find the link to subscribe in the episode description below as well. And Sonja, do you want to tell the lovely people where they can find you on Letterboxd?
Yeah, it's Sonja M, SONJAM.
And Nick, you want to tell them where they can find you on the socials?
You can find me on Letterboxd on Instagram or on Blue Sky at Nicholas Ibarra. Ibarra is spelled with a Y.
Nice. And you guys can find me on Instagram at Portrait of a Cinephile or on Letterboxd at Beth Stratus. Thanks again for joining us on the Gimme 3 podcast, and we will see you at the movies.